Hello everyone, my name is Brian and this is Dark Age.
Ever wondered what gear you might regret not grabbing while you still can? In today's video, we're diving into the world of prepping, but not just any gear. We're talking about the 10 prepping items to snag before they just slip through the legal cracks and become a tale of I wish I had. With laws and regulations constantly changing, who knows when these essentials might move from the must-have list to the can't-have anymore column. We'll kick things off with some gear that's not only unique, but might have you raising your eyebrows at how ingeniously they solve some of the most pressing survival challenges. Stick around as we uncover these, ensuring your survival kit is not just ready, but ahead of the curve. Number 10. Certain types of tactical gear. For those serious about prepping, survival, or even just personal security, tactical gear like body armor and specific self-defense tools play a crucial role. These items provide an added layer of protection in dangerous situations, whether it's during a natural disaster, in the face of civil unrest, or when navigating hazardous environments. The peace of mind and security that come from having such gear can be invaluable, offering a tangible defense against threats. Yet the accessibility of tactical gear to civilians is under scrutiny. As laws around self-defense and tactical equipment evolve, the legal landscape is becoming more complex. Items such as body armor, which are viewed by some as essential for personal protection, may be seen by lawmakers as unnecessary or even dangerous in civilian hands. The concern is that such equipment could be misused, leading to calls for restrictions or outright bans in some jurisdictions. This potential for legal restrictions highlights a growing challenge for those who want defensive tactical gear for any eventuality. Number 9. Drones with surveillance capabilities. Drones, once a niche hobby, have soared in popularity and utility, especially for those focused on prepping and survival. Their surveillance capabilities might come in handy in many scenarios, from scouting vast areas for resources to monitoring one's property perimeter for security breaches without exposing oneself to potential danger. In emergency situations, a drone can provide real-time data on wildfires, floodwaters, or even the movements of people in the area, making them invaluable tools for strategic planning and quick response. Unfortunately, the very features that make drones so useful for surveillance also raise significant privacy and security concerns. As drones become more capable, capturing high-resolution video from great distances, they tread on sensitive territory regarding individual privacy rights. This has caught the attention of lawmakers, leading to discussions about restricting certain types of drones or implementing stringent airspace regulations to mitigate potential misuse. As governments grapple with these privacy issues and the need to maintain controlled airspace, we might see tighter controls on drone operations, so if you want one, buy one ASAP. Number 8. Siege 300 Compound Crossbow. The Siege 300 compound crossbow represents the pinnacle of survival weaponry, blending traditional knowledge with modern engineering. This advanced crossbow, now in its third generation, has a fast lever-action cocking system and offers more power and precision than ever before. Its compound design enhances functionality, making it an essential tool for hunting, self-defense, and survival training. In a situation where stealth is paramount and ammunition may be scarce, the Siege 300's ability to reuse bolts and its silent operation give it a significant advantage over firearms. Yet, its very effectiveness might draw regulatory attention. As governments look to control the types of weapons civilians can own, the advanced capabilities of the Siege 300 could place it in a category of arms considered too powerful for recreational use. There's a real possibility that such high-performance crossbows could become restricted items, with ownership limited to certain permits or banned outright. The trend towards stricter weapon control measures could see the Siege 300 and similar models becoming unavailable to the general public in the near future. For enthusiasts and preppers alike, securing a Siege 300 now might be the only chance before regulations potentially make it a relic of the past. Number 7. Hand-operated air raid siren. Being able to signal an emergency quickly and effectively can be a matter of life and death in the world of survival. This is where the hand-operated air raid siren comes into its own. Without the need for electricity, this manual device can blast out a loud alarm sound that carries over long distances. In a community setting, especially in remote areas where modern forms of communication might fail or be non-existent, such a siren becomes an invaluable tool. It can alert others to impending danger, whether it's an approaching storm, a wildfire, or an unwelcome visitor, ensuring that everyone has the maximum amount of time to react and get to safety. However, the very capability that makes the hand-operated siren so valuable could also lead to its regulation. Noise pollution is increasingly becoming a concern these days, and the potential for misuse of such loud devices in urban settings could lead to panic or disruption. Governments might consider restricting access to or use of these sirens. The argument could be made that in the wrong hands, they could be used to cause unnecessary alarm or even to coordinate activities during civil unrest. As regulations tighten, acquiring one of these sirens while they are still readily available could be a wise move for any serious prepper. Number 5. MSR SE200 Community Chlorine Maker. Ensuring access to clean, safe drinking water is a top priority to all preppers. The Community Chlorine Maker steps into this arena as a game changer, especially in emergency scenarios or for larger groups. By utilizing nothing more than water and salt, this ingenious device creates chlorine, a powerful disinfectant capable of purifying vast quantities of water quickly. It's a beacon of hope in disaster-stricken areas, making the difference between dehydration and disease versus hydration and health. For preppers, it represents a sustainable method to secure a clean water supply, underpinning the survival of a community when traditional systems fail. However, the very effectiveness of the SE200 could draw regulatory scrutiny. As governments and regulatory bodies heighten their focus on chemical usage and environmental impact, the widespread use of devices like the SE200 might fall under strict regulations. There's a potential for these agencies to limit access to such powerful purification tools, fearing misuse or unintended environmental consequences. This shift could make it increasingly difficult for individuals and communities to acquire these devices, pushing the need to secure one sooner rather than later. Number 6. High-capacity water filters. These filters go beyond the personal straw or bottle filters, providing purified water for entire families or groups over extended periods. They are particularly crucial in scenarios where water sources are compromised or infrastructure is non-existent. By leveraging advanced filtration materials and chemicals, these systems can remove a vast array of contaminants, ensuring the availability of safe drinking water from almost any source. Yet the horizon holds potential legal challenges for these vital tools. As environmental protection becomes a paramount concern, the materials and chemicals used in high-capacity water filters could come under the microscope. Stricter regulations may limit the use of certain substances deemed hazardous or restrict the production of filters that don't meet new, more stringent standards. This scenario could lead to a decrease in available options, higher costs, or even outright bans on specific types of filters. For preppers and survivalists, the message is clear. Investing in a reliable, high-capacity water filter now is wise, before regulatory changes make them less accessible or more expensive. Number 4. Tactical pen. At first glance, it's just a pen, but this tool's capability to double as a self-defense weapon sets it apart. It's the item you carry when you hope never to need it, but you're grateful to have it when the situation demands. The tactical pen can break glass, mark attackers for identification, and even fend off physical threats with its sturdy construction. Its discreet nature means it can travel with you virtually anywhere, bypassing restrictions that typically apply to traditional weapons. However, it's this very capability that could lead to its downfall in the eyes of regulatory bodies. As awareness of the tactical pen's dual use grows, so too does the potential for it to be classified alongside more overt self-defense tools. Governments might see fit to restrict its carry, citing security concerns or the potential for misuse. The looming threat of such tools being taken off the market or restricted to law enforcement and military personnel means that acquiring one sooner rather than later might be wise for those looking to bolster their personal security measures with this compact yet powerful tool. Number 3. Fire starting tools using rare chemicals. The ability to start a fire is fundamental. It's not just about warmth, it's also about the capacity to purify water, cook food, and signal for help. Tools like magnesium fire starters have been staples in survival kits for their reliability. However, as we explore more advanced fire-starting gadgets that utilize rare or potentially hazardous chemicals, we tread into uncertain waters. For instance, potassium permanganate combined with certain stuff like sulfoxides, aldehydes, amines, glycols, or any hardcore acid like hydrochloric, sulfuric, or nitric acid provides an edge in survival situations, particularly in damp or challenging environments where traditional fire starting methods may fail. Yet, this very efficiency could become their downfall. Environmental concerns and safety regulations might prompt government bodies to clamp down on the sale and possession of such tools. As the ingredients become categorized as controlled substances or their environmental impact becomes a public outcry, access to these critical survival tools could be severely restricted. The possibility of these items becoming unavailable looms large as legislation tightens. However, this invaluable device might find itself in a regulatory gray area. Governments could move to restrict access to PAPRs, citing concerns over their potential misuse. In situations of civil unrest or in tightly controlled environments, the ability to operate undetected and unimpeded by gas or other airborne threats could be viewed as a loophole in public safety measures. Besides, in a post-apocalyptic world where resources are scarce, such sophisticated equipment could become unavailable to the general public, reserved only for military or emergency services. The potential for tighter controls or outright bans makes it imperative for survivalists and preppers to acquire a PAPR sooner rather than later. This legal tug-of-war puts manufacturers and users in a tough spot, balancing the need for privacy with broader societal safety concerns. Despite these challenges, the importance of having a secure line of communication during crises remains undisputed. It's a digital dilemma where the pursuit of privacy and security walks a fine line, showing the complexities of individual rights versus collective security in the modern world. Number 2. Powered Air Purifying Respirator. The Powered Air Purifying Respirator, or PPR, is a cornerstone tool for use preppers. In scenarios where the air itself becomes a threat, from chemical spills to post-disaster environments, the PPR reigns supreme. It doesn't just protect, it enhances the wearer's ability to keep going, pushing purified air through a mask or hood, making it easier to breathe even while executing demanding physical tasks. This capability is crucial for survival, ensuring that one can navigate through hazardous conditions without the added challenge of restricted airflow common with traditional gas masks. Number 1. Privacy-focused communication devices. In today's digital age, privacy in communications has never been more critical. Devices designed to encrypt conversations or shield them from prying eyes offer a beacon of hope for secure chats, especially in times of emergency. However, these privacy tools aren't without their controversies. The very features that make them invaluable for keeping our talks under wraps can also draw legal scrutiny. Authorities worry about the potential for misuse, fearing that the same tools we use to protect our privacy could also shield illegal activities from detection.